Welcome back to the Endgame Podcast. I'm Lynch Hunt.
I'm Rod Brown.
Rod Brown. So I'm Rod Brown. What's that? Is that your is that the
That's my day 3 fast voice. That's what you getting today.
Day 3 fast. What kind of fast is it, Rod?
It's the Lynch Hunt crazy just water fast for 3 whole days.
Straight water. 72 hours.
72. I can't count, bro.
You on about 69 right now. Where
I got 4 left, 68, baby.
You got about 4 hours left?
4 hours left.
Wow.
Then I get to go drink some broth. Ain't like I can go get a salmon or a ribeye. I get to go get some broth.
Right, you got to get the juice.
And some juice.
You got to get the juice.
Yeah,
100%.
That's chopped up with water, with more water.
Water.
Yeah, I got it.
But you got to be strategic because you can't undo the great stuff that is just, you just
right. It's been
encountered, right? We got to call this an encounter.
It was definitely an encounter. And like I told you before, I've done like the Daniel fast, every year.
Yeah.
Churches do the Daniel fast where like they take away certain foods and you can't eat up until like 4 o'clock. So I've done that like plenty of times, but like to literally not have any food for 3 days.
Nothing.
Never.
Nothing.
And but it's I've learned some things. So,
Talk about it, Rob.
Good. So let me tell you about the I sent you the text yesterday saying, man, we eat too much food.
Yeah.
I eat too much food.
Yeah.
I don't need all the food that I because like when I was feeling like when it was the hardest point at one time, I was like, man, if I just had like 2 forks full of salad, I'd be good. I can keep going, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I literally, I know you got a point. Just hold it for me real quick.
I got it.
So I literally be waiting for somebody to cut up in the group me. You know what I mean? Like I'd be waiting for him to say something like out of pocket,
right?
So that I could get. So this right here will literally make you think different about the stuff you really wasn't doing the whole other time, and you wish like Absolutely. I wish I just had some asparagus right now. I wish I just had some broccoli right
that's
now.
It. Literally,
that's it. Like literally,
that's it. Yeah, some broccoli spears, raw. It didn't matter. Just raw broccoli spears to knock away this.
Like 4 ounces of chicken would be enough right now.
Plenty.
Like,
plenty to knock away that uncomfortable feeling. But let me tell you what happened today. So I'm juggling a whole bunch of stuff, man, and I'm sure you guys have moments in time where like, a whole bunch of things just kind of come down on you at one time that creates a stressful moment. So that was happening to me, right? Bruh, I literally felt my body go, just go get some wings to knock away the feeling. My body was like, okay, you feeling stressed?
Yep.
Let's go get some food to gear up for this battle. I felt that process. I felt the buildup of the stress, number one.
Yeah.
But then number 2, my body responding to the stress, increasing my hunger, right? Saying, go get some food so we can go deal with this.
The coping mechanism.
Right. Bro, I was like, this is a trip. And I didn't because of the dedication to the fast and finishing it.
Nice.
But I felt it.
But you felt it, yeah.
I was aware of that process and how my body went from, not being stressed to saying, okay, let's go get some food to go deal with this.
Yeah.
And I never experienced it that way. And I've said before that I stress eat, but I've never felt like the details of the experience and my body, literally going, all right, let's go do this. And felt the buildup of the hunger too,
and
right?
Now it's become, now it's evident now.
It's evident. I have awareness.
This is the process.
Exactly. So that's definitely one thing I learned. The other thing was, again, I eat too much food. I don't eat all the food that I eat. And then what was the third thing?
I was going to say overindulging.
Yeah, overindulgence is definitely something that I don't eat all the food. And then just the mere fact of like, so day one for me was tough, right? That was the toughest day one. And just getting through day one, I was like, literally, I can't wait to go to bed.
Yeah.
So I go to bed, I know I'm going to sleep off 5-6 hours.
So what time did you go to sleep that day?
I went to bed probably about 10.
About 10?
Yeah, about 10 o'clock. So that was Monday, but I got a question.
I got a question. What time do you normally go to bed?
11, 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because of the fast,
I'm shutting it down.
Nice.
I'm shutting it down. Plus I was more drained, right? So I was tired. I was more tired just because of not eating, carbs or what have you. So it was tough, right? And
or
so
you thought you were.
Huh?
Or you thought you were.
Oh, I thought, right.
Go ahead.
And so there was an internal battle, right? There was an internal battle with how I felt, internal battle with my mind. And so it was a constant fight. And so the thing that I got out of that was, now you know how that feels. You can say you've been there, you know how it feels. Now you know how to deal with it. Now you know how to fight.
Yep. Right.
A lot of times we just don't know how to fight. And that's just dealing with life. That's dealing with stress. That's dealing with relationships. That's dealing with, just problems that you perceive that you have. We don't know how to fight. Right. And so this process taught me how to fight when it comes to nutrition and when it comes to food. So, yeah, so that was big. So that and overindulgence and just the whole, notion of, you when you get stressed out, you go grab food where you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Yep. So yeah, that was huge. And so I got 4 more hours. I got 3 hours and some change left to go get some broth.
So do you think that,
one other thing too.
Go ahead.
So you know how we talked about how your cells change, and you can speak much better to that than I can. But like there was which is gonna sound weird, but there was a cleanliness that I felt, that I feel internally. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like, because supposedly your cells renew, so it just feels different. That it doesn't feel bogged down. It wasn't no poop to be had in the process at all. So, in addition to that, so yeah, man, that was something else. Just I felt different, and so so lessons learned for sure. For sure. And, looking forward to the 7th day and whatever other day we got.
Yeah, you can't tell it too fast. Some of the people, man, they ain't ready to do no.
So break down the benefits, the benefits of fasting. And this is like the water fasting, like over a period of time. The cells regenerate and. Oh, man,
I got to shoot out. All of it ain't on cap. So the first thing that we did, the first thing that we talked about, I think the first thing that actually set it all off was the fact that we heard or we read or we saw on a post or something like that where they said if you did 7 days of a water fast, you were less likely to get cancer in your lifetime by like 70%. So it literally kind of made me say, man, just 7 days of water? Oh man, 70%? Let's do it. Right. So yeah, I just was like, let's go. Right. And then, I started doing it.
And then Wendy, what's funny, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. When are you gonna do it? And Wendy was like, everything ain't for everybody. But then he was like, okay, I'm gonna be here, you not, or something to that effect.
Yeah. I told her, I said, I guess you're gonna get your wish of me, of you.
Oh yeah, she said she didn't want to live without you.
Yeah.
You were like,
so a couple weeks ago, she was like,
fast.
Yeah. And I was like, well, look, if you ain't gonna do the fast, then I guess I'll be here a little longer than you. So you get your wish. You be able to go first.
Crazy, bro.
But yeah, it's all good, man. I think I'm trying to pull up the joint real quick so that you can see what did I do with where it talks about the benefits of I just don't know where it's at, man. But how do you feel overall though? How do you feel overall, right? Like far as like it's the 3rd day, right? And you did not die, right?
Right.
So like how do you feel now knowing that I just did nothing but water? I usually indulge or overindulge or I do all this stuff. Like, what is your
It's not even overindulge, right? Because sometimes it's like, we have specific stuff that we have to do from a nutrition standpoint that we have to eat, right? And then so if it's 6 ounces of protein, I'm like, I don't need 6 ounces of protein. I can get away with 4 ounces of protein.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or if it's, a whole freaking broccoli spear or whatever. It's whatever it is, like knowing that I can not eat for 3 days, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be as much as it was in the past. That's all I'm saying, is that I can eat less, period. Because there's nothing lesser than nothing.
That's right.
And I ate nothing for 3 days.
So,
go ahead.
So with the 3-day fast, this is more towards Lynch. What's the end game behind you implementing this 3-day fast?
Well, the first thing is, let me say this, one word, renewal. That's the first thing that came to my mind when it's like, yo, we gonna do this right here because of renewal. We're not doing this because of weight loss. We're not doing this because of it's hype, because it's, you know, something that just, you know, everybody's doing. Like, we're doing this to complete a cycle and start a new cycle and go into the new cycle, discarding all of the old things that can't go with us into the new phase or the new cycle. And some things that aren't serving me anymore, I need to get rid of. And I need to find new ways of thinking, new ways of acting, new ways of behaving, new ways of believing. And I need a renewal process. I need a cleansing process. I need a purification process. And that's what the abstaining from some of the impurities was all about. Some of the things that we put in our body on a daily basis are, you know, very close to being impure, right? And taking in water or taking in none of that stuff makes us, you know, basically gives us a better environment internally to operate from.
And then every now and then we need a challenge outside of the challenges that we already have.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's like that's like way outside of whatever challenge you have day to day at work or at home or wherever. It's like, this is like, for me, again, you know, and there are probably people that's watching that you fasted, you've done a water fast for many, many, many days. I've never done it ever. And so that's why I'm just like, yo, anybody that's never done it, you need to do it, because it's going to challenge you. It's going to make you, you know, and there were some people that just say, I ain't doing that. Right. Because it's like hanging on to, I don't know, Krispy Kremes or whatever it was. But
so, I mean, the dope part about what you just said was that as you're challenging yourself, you can now believe in yourself to take on your challenges that are outside of you. So you try to challenge you. You're like, what people who are doing this with us are challenging themselves, as opposed to how life challenges or threatens us on a daily basis. And if we can believe in ourselves to get, you know, through something that we're putting on ourselves, then when life presents something to us, we now have the confidence, or we now have a new mindset, a renewed mindset to actually take on this new challenge, which is super dope. It allows us to kind of dig deep within ourselves to conquer some of the fears. Some of the fears that people have is like, yo, I need to eat at this time, and if I don't eat, I'm going to die. Like, you know what I mean? That type of stuff. There's a lot of guys that are rocking with us on this one, and there's a whole bunch of guys that say, well, what are you going to do about your muscles if you don't eat protein? And I'm like, yo, fuck your fucking muscles right now. This is not about your muscles. This is about, you know what I'm saying? This is about being able to have muscles longer, you know, and, you know, just to have your life span increased. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where we already fighting, average lifespan of like 66 as an African American, like, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then we're not thinking about, we just think that we gonna live till 66?
Yeah.
On top of all this other stuff?
Yeah. Nah.
That shit tough.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
EA was tough too, man. It's just like, when's the last time like you just purposely put yourself in a situation that's tough, like purposely, right? And so,
and that's what we did here.
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
but the dope part about it, we always say this, we always say, never let anybody or anything bring you down. Right. But putting ourselves in this particular space and place, everybody around us is operating on a different program right now, right? They're eating, they're doing whatever they want to do. Wherever they see something, they can indulge in it, and they can, so their appetites, their urges, their desires, they never really understand if they're in control of those things or not. Because as soon as they see something, they have the free will to go get it. So they don't really know if that thing is controlling them or they're controlling that thing. So with us purposefully doing this, we literally can say, yo, we're in control right now. And now I'm not going to let that thing that I usually get or that usually gets me control me right now. So even if your wife says, you know, Rod, is it okay if I eat in here or should I eat in the other room? It don't matter, baby, if you come eating here with me right now, because I'm not letting anything or anybody bring me down. You understand what I'm saying? Even if I'm in close proximity to this thing. And that is where we gain that mental resilience.
And that's a muscle.
Resiliency, yes.
That's a muscle.
But we got to cultivate that.
Absolutely. But you can use it for other things other than just doing a fast.
Absolutely. But we're cultivating that muscle because now, so we do things that are either voluntary or involuntary. And most of our involuntary muscles we're operating off our subconscious. So it just, this is what it does. So you don't have to think about it to do it. And we've been doing stuff. We've been doing Chick-fil-A so much and Zaxby's so much, or wherever you pull up at so much. But look, when you do DoorDash so many times that your body knows how to do it better than your mind, it becomes an involuntary muscle now. And what we have to do is take back control over what is voluntary and what is involuntary in our life, which makes sense, right?
100%.
So we literally wanted to say, we're going to finish this year off renewed. We're going to finish this year off at the top. We're going to finish this year off ready to, launch into whatever it is that we got, instead of waiting till the new year to get ready to launch. You know what I'm saying? Like, we literally took this and what do they do with the soil when they till the soil so that when we get ready to plant the new, when we do our manifestation challenge now, we ready, B. We ready.
Let's rock, man.
We ready.
I love it. Oh, EA, I lost 9 pounds in 3 days.
Yo, I think that's enough for anybody to jump on the next joint, man. Like,
congrats, bro.
I don't know what's up.
How much are you total down now?
Probably 49, right at 50. 49, right at 50. But I lost 9 pounds. And that's just a byproduct. All that other stuff was.
And you absolutely right, Rob. But for some people, I think that's the thing that is going to get them in close proximity to, to the community or to, around people now that has this mindset. Like, your whole entire mindset has changed now about what you can do without food. Like, you know what I mean? How it's crazy though, but
let me tell you what's funny. Keeping it real, I said yes, thinking, you ain't gonna be able to do that. Man, you might get through the first day. And I got through the first day. I was like, okay, let's fight through the second day. And then now day 3, it's like,
downhill. So let me tell you what's super dope about what we got going on. You didn't do a 90-day transformation, bro. It didn't take you 5 years to bounce from bankruptcy with that transformation. You literally had a transformation in 3 days, dog.
True.
Look, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by a renewal of the mind. Everybody that rocked with us for this 3 days had a renewal of the mindset in just 3 days, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. We literally we become someone different in 3 days. Like, that is a remarkable feat.
3 days, man.
I don't really know too many people that are transforming in 3 days. But it takes a tremendous amount of adversity in order for you to transform. And now we have evolved to the point where we're bringing the adversity purposefully on ourselves because we know we can't go into the next season without transforming, without becoming somebody different.
Absolutely.
And that is the dope part about being around forward thinkers.
Right.
We're not waiting until somebody else said, like, this is the beauty of the community, man. Yeah. I am because we are. And I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. And we just did it. Like, I just did it for my birthday. Right. Turned right around and just said, yo, let's do it again.
Y'all want to do this?
At the birthday party.
At the birthday party. At the celebration. How many people signed up?
Shout out to Dion doing it.
Wow.
Shout out to Dion, man.
I need some receipts from Dion, man.
He texted me. He texted me yesterday. He was like, yo, bro, like this joint tough, but yo, I'm on it. I was like, yo, I'm checking on you, man, making sure you're all right. So yeah, he texted, he called, and then I texted him later on. Right. Then I made sure I sent him the morning, word and stuff like that.
Dion,
shout out to Dion,
I'm sure you did it, man. I'm sure you ain't getting no Halloween candy that's still
my man, yo.
I'm positive.
Yeah, we can switch it up now. I'm sorry, we took so long on that joint. We took about 20 minutes on that shit.
You got any sacred cows?
You can give me yours. You gotta give me yours, man. Give me yours.
I don't know that I have any. I don't know that I have it. Well, I mean, I got silly ones like
what?
Sports teams, the teams that I support and stuff like that. But no, I was having a conversation. We were talking about with someone, and we were having a conversation about sacred cows. Like, and the people that just they were just like, there are just some things that I won't not ever negotiate with a compromise ever. And then I was like, what does that mean if you never ever like audit your beliefs, or you never ever audit what you think is true?
Yep, the unspoken truths. Like
then like that's like super dangerous.
Yeah.
To not go, you know what, let me audit, because that belief is simply information we agree with. So it don't matter where the information came from. It don't even matter if the information is true.
Right.
You could agree with a lie and then form the belief and then said, this is a sacred cow. And so I was just wondering if you had any of those sacred cows that you just held on to and said, you know what, I don't compromise with this thought. I don't compromise with this belief. This is it. I'm not giving in on this. I don't care what you say, Rod, or what you say, anybody, or what you say, MLK or Malcolm X. I'm holding true.
I'm super stubborn when it comes to a lot of stuff, man. But as I evolve now, as I keep transforming, I don't look at nothing as absolute no more, man. It's just like how I was in the street. It was like, far as material things, everything was for sale. Like anything can go at any given moment.
Right.
So I'm starting to get like that with even my studies. You know what I'm saying? Like even the stuff that we're doing right now, it was just like, yo, I got to take advantage of the metabolic window or the anabolic window. Right. Like I got to have my protein right after the workout. Stuff like that. Now it's just like, yo, I get to it. You know what I mean? We'd be all right. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing, it's because I'm on something different right now.
So is it uncomfortable when you let that thing go? Do you feel discomfort, or do you feel like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I like
just
that.
On to the next.
Yeah. I like that question. I think far as my conditioning is now, like being in unfamiliar environments for like quite some time, like when I was in prison and stuff like that. Right. Now it's like, it's just like I have to prove this theory, or I have to go through this thing right now and see what it does, and I'll come back to my judgment. Once I go through this thing right here, you know what I mean? But let me check it out. You know what I'm saying?
It seems like different things can be true.
Yeah.
In different circumstances, or false. The same thing, the same action can be true or false.
Yeah.
Depending upon the situation or circumstance. So if you just, you know what I'm saying? If you just say, you're right. If you just say this is absolute, it's true all the time, I think that's where we can get in trouble.
Yeah.
And I try not to do that.
Or we start arguing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I try not to do that.
Like last week.
What we argued about last week?
The takers and givers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't an argument.
A couple weeks ago.
You didn't have clarity.
Nah, I mean, but if I'm thinking about taking from just my absolute truth, mine, then I'm going to miss what your truth might be from taking.
Right.
And now your truth and my truth can't coexist because we're both absolute in our way of thinking.
Right. That's that's the number one reason for war. It's because of what you just said. You said it much better than I can say it, but it's just that we don't have any room to listen to the other person. And so then that means that what I'm saying is absolutely right and what you're saying is absolutely right. Let's fight about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's instead of coming to a compromise, let's fight about it. So that's how war starts. And then everything that comes out of war, right? All the carnage, and then all of the, some people have been fighting for it centuries.
Forever. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Hatfields and the McCoys. That's a real thing. They fought for, I don't know if they're still doing it, but that was a real thing for decades.
Who the hell's the Hatfields and McCoys?
The Hatfields and the McCoys. They fought over land, and they were both moonshine families, and they fought over market share and who's buying the moonshine and all that. And, yeah, I don't know the detailed origin of the feud, but it was a famous family feud, the Hatfields and the McCoys, and they fought for decades.
And what was the outcome, or they still fighting?
I'm not sure. I don't know, man. Got to do some research. EA, what they still fighting, the Hatfields and the McCoys?
Hatfields and the McCoys.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's above my head, dog. What, can you explain what you mean?
No, that's
it's all good, man. We're going to come back with it, though. We're going to definitely come back with it.
Because he's not paying attention to us right now.
It's all good.
No, I'm trying to produce.
He's selling frames.
I'm sending out topipics as we talk. That are relevant to the moment.
I didn't even check out the joint.
You know what I'm saying?
So got you. What I was thinking about while you were talking was like when I was talking about the absolutes, like your truth and my truth.
Yep.
I was just thinking about how we always rocking statements, like you got the actively black on right there, and then there's a bold statement on the joint.
Right.
Why did you choose that shirt today? Was any rhyme or reason to it, or it was just
no reason today?
Well, what about when you bought it?
Oh, when I bought it, it represented a signal of the struggle. Mm-hmm. It's a reminder to not only us but anybody that looks at it that, hey, this fist meant something, especially in the Olympics. In '69, I think. Mm-hmm. It meant something, and it was just a symbol of solidarity with black people. And so, so that was the primary purpose. Similarly to, you see Kyrie, what he did? Yeah. He wore how do you say it? Kufasa?
Kajif, how you say it? Something like that?
I don't know. But yeah, he wore that, and because it's a
show his
solidarity with Palestine, right?
Okay.
Then everybody just, they attacked him because he wore it. And then someone pointed out that there are two fashion houses that did renditions of that scarf, Louis Vuitton and Fendi. Mm-hmm. And I think Louis Vuitton even called it was it Kudafa? I gotta look at the actual word, but
kafia.
Huh?
Kafia.
Kafia, thank you. Kafia. So Louis Vuitton actually called it the kafia, right? So it's not even, we ain't guessing, we ain't pretending, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Charged, $600-700, and I think Fendi's was $1,200. But Kyrie gets murdered because he doesn't say anything about it. He just walks out, he sits down, does the after game press conference, and they destroy him online. So
Media be tripping, man. Social media be tripping too.
Yeah, so it's about it's about, I mean, the symbol is
absolutely.
Just that. It's a symbol of solidarity.
But it resonated with, something inside of you,
right.
And you believe in, or you stand with, or
right.
you get behind, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Yeah. Right?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
But what I'm saying is, like, this is conscious. Like, this is a conscious purchase. Absolutely. This is a conscious
decision to wear it.
Yes. Yeah,
absolutely.
Whereas some people don't have that level of consciousness. Like, we're just buying things because such and such got it on, or you know what I mean, or this is popular in the culture or whatever. Like, I think you're conscious about Black representation.
100%.
Right, which is like,
yeah.
Which for some people is bandwagon stuff, and then for others it's, I've arrived in this, place and space in my life where we have to, support one another, for lack of better words. We have to, be down with one another. We gotta show up for each other, and we're better together. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Ubuntu.
Yeah, Ubuntu. Once again, like, this guy is Laney Smith. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we talked about him before. I think
so.
So Laney Smith had I told you before, he had the joint. It was called Actively Faith or something like that.
Okay.
So he had a line
Active Faith?
for Active Faith.
Yeah.
It was called, so this is Actively Black. He had a line called Active Faith. Yeah. And I think you may have saw Steph Curry, people like that rocking it. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like some wings, or like a foot with wings or something like that. Yeah. Well, my man used to play ball.
Okay.
And like 30 days into his contract, dude like blows out his knee or his ankle or something like that, and he's done.
Wow.
But he comes up with the Clover line. He does his thing, and he's making some bread. But he's this what's her name? You got Breonna Taylor. You got
George
all
Floyd.
of the George Floyd. You had all these incidents, and he was just tired of hiding behind the scenes with his brand, like, and so that's when he changed it.
So was he hiding because of what? Because he was Black, or because he didn't want anybody to know?
He didn't want anyone to know that,
yeah.
because he was having so much success.
Oh, okay, got
that
it.
He didn't want to be put in a box. Wow. This is a Black brand, or blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, man, I might be doing the brand a disservice or whatever. I'm paraphrasing. This is what I'm saying. Right. But he came out, he switched it over, and now and then a portion of these proceeds actually go towards like
some charities.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
So you see what they just did?
Nah.
They partnered with FUBU.
Word?
So they're releasing a FUBU line. An Actively Black FUBU line.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty dope.
Nice.
And they got my man Damon John. He's on board. He's in the ads, the whole 9 yards. So yeah. For us, by us.
Yeah, that's dope.
So in 2023, should that not be the case anymore? Like, where people are building brands and like basically claiming to be a Black-owned brand, or just like, hey, I just do dope shit and I just happen to be a Black-owned brand?
Yeah, so I literally think it should be, I do dope shit and I just happen to be a Black-owned brand. But if you don't want nobody to know that you the one that's doing shit, I think that's something separate, because some people don't want their face or their name associated with what they got going on. They just want to have something dope out there. But I think that personally, you could benefit more I think people resonate with it more when they know like whose it is or where it's coming from and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
So too.
I think people relate to it more when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just think that influence, I don't know what that man's decision was. Why he.
I remember when we were at a conference, my software company, me and my business partners, we were at a conference, and a lady came up to one of my guys and said, and asked him, this is a black lady. He said, is this black owned? Is this a black owned software company? Black owned EHR? He was like, yeah. She was like, don't let nobody know that. Mm. Don't let nobody know that. And so we're like, okay. But our success came from building an urban brand because we had black clients that own businesses.
Yeah.
The businesses that used our system, they were black owned. And so we didn't shy away from that. Now, we had some white owned companies that used our system as well, but we didn't shy away from the fact that we were black owned. Matter of fact, we promoted it. We did culture stuff.
Yeah.
And invited everybody to it. So,
but that may be where the difference lies. So I'm not saying that this is the way it happened, but he might have jumped out there and this beginning demographic was white. Or was you understand what I'm saying? To where if I'm having all this success with this demographic right here, then
you find out I'm black.
Hey man, yeah, I
think that's a mentality though, man. That's definitely.
Well, I mean, we don't know, man. We don't know because I
mean, let's keep it real. Like, I mean, I'm not from down here, so like this stuff that I've noticed after moving down.
Wait. Not from down where?
I'm not from the South.
How long have you been in the South?
6 years.
How many?
6.
You're from here, but go ahead.
Listen, growing up, it's never been a situation where like I feel like yeah, this stuff is prevalent like everywhere in the country, but like I haven't noticed until I got down here. Whereas like if you have a black owned brand, there is like you may not necessarily have built it specifically for that, right? And not necessarily.
So when you say specifically for what?
So like I did not create the vault to specifically only house to serve black creatives.
Right.
I built it to serve creatives in general. But ever since I started it, from when I even had just a smaller space, like there's always kind of been like this innuendo of like, oh, like is this for black creatives?
Got it.
Right. Like the first thing that I was always assumed was like, is this like a recording studio? Can someone do their mixtape or something like that? Like,
right.
That was always the first impression. No matter if it was a black creative, a white creative, a Spanish creative, like that was always the first impression, right? And I just think there's one thing.
How did that make you feel?
I don't think.
How did that make you feel? People thinking that it was a.
I mean, I was annoyed. Wow,
what's wrong with the recording studio?
No, I mean, because the thing is, because it wasn't a service I provided. One, because and I purposely did not provide that service because there was something that was just not in my skill set.
Okay,
like it wasn't on the menu.
Black people away.
No, it just wasn't on the menu. See, look, you here to start stuff. That's cool.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to understand.
Just wasn't on the menu.
What you said? You said people. Almost like people thinking that it was a recording studio was a negative connotation.
That was one aspect.
They want to do a mixtape, and we know who do mixtapes. So I'm just trying to understand like your apprehension. That's all. But go ahead, I'm with you.
I mean, my thing is, it's like one of those situations of like what how like pop culture becomes like a thing, right? It's just like when you hear certain stuff, right, and it's like you automatically assume, like you don't automatically assume that it's just black and white. You automatically assume that it's maybe just white if it's like quote unquote popular. Or quote unquote mainstream. I
don't know, but I don't think white people think about stuff like that. I just think that until it's maybe brought to their attention, right? White people don't think about race.
I call 100% cap on that.
White people don't think about race. You ask a white person, and your white buddies, right? Now, I'm sure you know some white people that you can call right now, send a text, or your wife maybe, or somebody. But reach out to somebody white, right, that you can feel comfortable doing so, and ask them, when you wake up in the morning, do you think about race? When you get dressed, when you get in your car, when you're driving to work, do you think about race? 9.9 times out of 10, they will tell you, nope, I don't think about race. But you as a black man, me as a black man, L as a black man, when we wake up, we think about race. When we start a business, we think about race. When we walk into certain rooms, we think about race. White people, they don't think about race until they feel threatened, until they line up with a stereotype, or, you know, they might lose something. But for the most part, white people don't think about race. There's a hush over the room. So, I don't know. I think so. When I was a financial advisor, and my manager at the time was a black guy. Shout out Kim Radford, one of the cool dude, taught me a whole lot. One of the smartest people I ever met. From West Virginia, played country dumb, but a super smart dude, man. I remember just kind of going through the process. I asked him one day, I said, yo, man, dude, this is going through training. I said, do I need to be a good investment advisor, or do I need to be a good salesman? And so that was the first question. And then I said, you know, to white people, when it comes to their money, now you threaten their money, or you talking about doing something with their money, yeah, they're gonna check you out. And I think being black is an issue. So I asked him about that too. He said, most white people, it's their God and it's their money. Their God first, their money second, then their family. He said, you don't want to threaten either one of them. And he told me, he said, you got about 20 seconds to make them forget that you're black. You got about 20 seconds to show them how competent you are, because money is green. And if you can help them make more money, then they're going to rock with you.
You're not black.
No matter. I got to the point where I was so skilled at it, right, that this one white lady, I'll never forget, she was talking to me about the maid coming over, and how, because I met people at their homes a lot. And so, and I told her, I can meet you at your house. And she was concerned that the maid, the black maid, might overhear us talking about her finances, what have you, in business. And so this lady, man, she didn't want me coming to her house because her black housekeeper might hear the conversation about her money. But she was talking to me like you
wasn't black.
Yeah. And then she said, she was telling me about her
that feel?
her
Was
black
that awkward?
poodle. Yeah, but it was like, okay, yeah, as long as I get this bank. But she was talking about her she had a poodle, black poodle, and she named it Buckwheat. And so she was telling me about Buckwheat and the black poodle, and not coming to the house because she didn't want, I think the lady's name was Mary. She didn't want Mary overhearing the conversation about her money. So yeah.
But Mary could over here call the damn dog Buckwheat.
Yep. 100%.
How'd you feel about tap dancing all that time?
I don't know if it was tap dancing, man. I wasn't tap dancing, man. I kept the prize on my mind.
Yeah.
It was like, shoot, your ignorance ain't got nothing to do with me.
Damn.
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
That's tough, man. Right.
Besides, she was probably like, she was like 90 years old too.
Damn, man, you could have taught the old lady something, man. Could have gave her something, man. Yeah, so anyway, at that point,
I wasn't at that.
Well, she said you wanted the good ones.
Huh?
Yeah, you wanted the good ones.
You wanted the good ones.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. Y'all going too far now.
Mary's in the field. You was in the house.
Yep.
Good old house.
Mary's in the house. Mary's in the house.
Damn.
Yeah, I guess we both was in the house.
Yo, let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. Yeah. At that point, did you realize what the advice that your mentor told you? You realized that you wasn't black at that point, at that time, or did you?
What do you mean?
Did you get to that?
Oh, when she was talking to me like I wasn't black. No, I mean the majority of my clients were white. Right? But I never experienced. That was the only time I experienced, what I experienced with her.
Right.
Literally talking to me about black people like I wasn't black.
Yeah.
But I had white people who didn't. My clients, they just cared if I could help them. If I can help them make money, that's all they cared about.
So you gave the old lady a pass.
I gave her yeah.
That was like her saying the N-word and you just gave her a pass.
Nah, I don't think it was like that. I think you went a little bit too far there, sir. I don't think it was like her saying the N-word. I think it was like her saying she didn't want Mary, her black housekeeper, to hear us talk about her money.
Yeah.
And then she talked about buckwheat. Yeah. Her little black poodle.
But she said the black housekeeper, or she just said I don't want my housekeeper.
She said black.
Oh,
black housekeeper.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Like, I mean, there's a lot going on with that, but we could. I mean, at some point, would you, if that happened again, would you have done something different?
Well, he different.
It depends on the situation.
He's a different.
Depends on the situation.
Dude.
Definitely depends on the situation. Listen, man, I don't think it's my job. Mm-hmm. I really don't think it's my job to educate white people. It's not my job to try to overcome their ignorance.
Nah, but I think it's our job to make them feel uncomfortable for it.
Why? What do you get? What do you get for trying to make somebody feel uncomfortable?
I mean, my thing is, why should you have to go through life ignoring their ignorance, right? And because at the end of the day, like, that can happen now. Like, you not like,
I got to go through life being my authentic self. Now, if that bothers them, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't none of my business. It's none of their ignorance is not any of my business.
So their ignorance don't bother you at all, or no times. Mm-mm. Damn.
Now their actions associated with the ignorance. Now that's when.
So why you got a fist on your shirt?
What do you mean? Like, I told you why.
You feel the need to represent for it.
I told you why earlier. Listen.
I think this coincides with that.
Who is this for? Who is the fist for? I think I wear the fist for white people.
Shit, we ain't had to put it. We didn't put it up for black people.
Yeah, we did. No, it wasn't put up for white people. Stop it.
It was put up for white people to know that the black representation was here.
It was put up for black people to say, yo, we here, we gonna be here, we gonna make a difference, we own this. That's what it was for. Man, do you ain't gonna get nothing accomplished running around trying to make white people feel uncomfortable for their ignorance.
Well, no. I mean, my thing is,
no way you don't get nothing done.
If we had a world full of yous, then nothing would change.
I mean, you could do this in no more different ways.
If we had a world full of yous, nothing would change. If we all believe that what you just said right there,
a lot has changed. If I focus on me, if I focus on me, and I focus on you, and I focus on EA, a lot's gonna change.
So why we still in the NFL? Why are we still in Power Fives? Why are we worried about what they think about what we do when we could just have our own?
About what they think?
We could just focus on our own stuff, and we could build the big three and have our own league.
Yeah.
Right? That ain't the way it's going down.
Why not? The big three exist.
Yeah, but we can't get nobody over there or nobody to help it because everybody
it's growing. That's why they mad.
So is
that's why they mad, because it's growing, because Absolutely. It has traction.
I totally get
it has
that.
Influence. That's why they mad.
They mad because.
But you think Ice Cube wakes up going, dang, let me see how I can rub the NBA wrong today? Or do you think he's waking up going, man, I want to build the best 3-on-3 league I possibly can?
No, ain't no 3-on-3 leagues. He's saying that I'm going to build something that rivals the motherfucking NBA.
But you think he's thinking about what the NBA thinks? You think he's thinking about David Stern?
Yeah, when people like them,
I mean, now he is, because they coming after him.
He's been thinking about him. He probably wanted to be in partnership with him. He probably wanted to do some stuff with him. And then when they shunned him out and shit like that, now it's just like, fuck them. And we're going to do this like this for them. Like, we're going to take them down. Hell yeah.
You remember X? Remember the movie X?
X what?
Malcolm X with Denzel?
Yeah.
When he was going to speak at the university, this white girl ran up to him and said, Mr. X, I understand your plight. I understand what you and your people have been going through, and I don't agree with it, and I really want to do something to help, move your message forward, and yada, yada, yada. Well, what can I do? You remember what his answer was?
Nah, what was it?
Nothing. Because he ain't focused on them. He wasn't focused on them. He was focused on his people.
If he wasn't focused on making them aware, one, of information, two, making them uncomfortable, then he would have never been
What does
doing
uncomfortable?
things
Okay, what does
on-
educate me then? Okay, this might be a sacred cow that I have. Educate me on.
I mean, if you
making white people feel uncomfortable. What does that do?
Well, I'm the one who made the statement, so let me just jump in real quick.
Okay.
So I understand. I'm not saying like for me personally, like there's it's not just like one way or the other, right? So to me, like you have like something that really stands out to me is when you see microaggressions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't really understand what that was until I moved down here because usually it's very blatant. When I growing up, like if you had seen something racist, like it was like you seen it like straight, like it was like straight up.
Right.
But here was the first place where you see implicit bias. You see how people move and how they say certain stuff, like in a certain way, right? Because you are black, right? And they don't even realize it. So to me, I always felt like with microaggressions, you gotta give them micro corrections, right? That's how I always kind of felt about it. Where it's like
aggressions towards you, towards black people, period, or
I mean, well, normally I'm going to, if anything that's directed towards me or within my vicinity,
right,
and that's what I'm saying. Like you make somebody uncomfortable because it's like just because if they had a microaggression, most people would just ignore it and just keep it pushing, right? And in others, it's just like like if it's like something quick of something like it's just like one of those things like like I never say the N-word when people when you listen to rap music, then you say, well, something funny, you might go, like, well, when do you say it? Mm-hmm. Right? Like it's to kind of just be on your P's and Q's. Like I'm not sitting here talking about I'm about to go to a Ku Klux Klan rally and I'm trying to whip some ass today. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But on the other hand, when you said about Malcolm X thing, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, he did tell the person that no, there's nothing they could do. But on the same token, they also prepared them to how to deal with those people. And that's something that
what people?
Those people that in terms of like the same way that he told the white person not that there's nothing they can do, right? On the other hand,
you know what he said? He was saying nothing. There's nothing you can do for me and my people. I got this, and that's all I'm saying. So, but ignorance is one thing. The action is something totally different.
But he was still going on to national platforms, going into these different spaces and places to say his side. Right.
He wasn't like
his
because they invited him. They invited him to, but he wasn't like bamming down the door to get on CBS or bamming down the door to get on NBC.
Bam down the door to tell the lady like so. She
ran up to him again. Here,
no. What I'm saying is the old lady at the house. It could have been. You mean you don't want your housekeeper to hear it, not your black one or your white one. I'm not saying that that's what you should have did.
No. But what would that? No. Using that example, what would that have accomplished?
It would have gave her awareness that she was using a little bit of racism in her decision.
I mean, in that case, you probably wouldn't have got the gig
because that's what
because she's stuck in her own ways. I get that. You said she was 90 years old.
Yeah,
she called you she dropped the M-bomb when you walked away.
Yeah, but so look, we understand that. That's just a small case of what black people still do to this day. They're over here. They have a deal going on, and then something happens, and we're just turning a blind eye to certain things because they're stuck in their ways, or it's not going to do nothing. It's not going to change anything, or that type of thing. So every now and then it takes like one person to kind of just be like, what you talking about?
So
like,
again, you got the ignorance and then you got the action.
All right.
So if somebody does something out of ignorance to someone, that should be handled.
Okay.
But I'm not walking around trying to educate all these white people on why the FHA was jacked up and why we are behind as it relates to generational wealth because white people got an advantage through the FHA that black people didn't. I
never said that neither. I just wanted to, I'm gonna make that clear.
Yeah, I'm not trying to walk. I'm not trying to educate. I'm not. No. No. What we have to do. What I believe we have to do.
That was what Malcolm X was doing.
Huh?
That's what Malcolm X was doing.
All right.
What was he doing?
He was talking to us. He was telling us what we had to do.
Oh, on their platform.
Huh?
On their platform? I mean, I know what he was
talking
doing.
to us on
Harlem. I know he was doing at the mosque. I know
absolutely.
He was doing there.
But when they invited him to come on, to ask him some crazy questions,
right,
then he answered them.
Cool.
But he wasn't like, ooh, let me get on here so I can educate white people. Let me get on CBS so I can educate white people. Let me get on NBC so I can educate white people. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that.
Okay.
But it was, if you invite me on that platform, that I'm going to be my authentic self and I'm going to talk about.
So if we're having a conversation and we're talking, then once you say what you say, you're inviting me to give you my.
If we're having a conversation?
Yeah. I'm 100%. Saying that this is what was going on with you and the white lady, and you could have gave your take, but I'm not then. I'm just saying now.
Right.
Now you're talking to a white person, or whoever, and she says, yo, hold on real quick. You know, our black waiter's coming.
Yeah.
Do you you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm going to say something. Lynch is going to say something.
What you going to say?
You mean our waiter's coming?
Okay. Then what?
She's going to say no. Maybe she's going to say no. Our black waiters. Well, what do you mean by our black waiters coming?
Okay. Then what?
Then we're going to have a dialogue. I don't know how it's going to go after that, but what I'm saying
I've had those dialogues when invited. So the company that bought our company, I had this. So George Floyd happened, and we said nothing about it. As a company, our competitors had a lot to say. We said nothing. Mm-hmm. So in a meeting with 300 and some people, I asked the CEO, what are we going to do? What are we going to say? What's our message when it comes to George Floyd? She hemmed and hawed, didn't have an answer, stuttered, said, oh, well, we're going to we're going to talk to, the HR director will come out with what we're going to do. Another white female. Mm-hmm. Talked to her one Saturday morning. She called me to say, kind of tone it down. No, I'm not. What are we going to do? This is what I sent them stuff that our competitors were doing. So now I kept it business, right? I didn't keep it black. I kept it business to say, what are we going to say? What are we going to do? And then so they did nothing. And then so ironically, a bunch of white people hit me up to say, we're not ever going to one of those meetings again. I'm like, nah, that's not the way to handle it. So let's figure out another way to handle it, right? And so again, now these are majority white people. They said, this is what we're going to do. On the next Zoom call, we're going to have our background that says, that has the Black Lives Matter logo. And that's what they did. That's what I did. It was lit up. And then at that point, it was like, oh, wow. So then I had white leaders hit me up to say, yo, educate me on what's really going on. And so then we were able to have a serious conversation about what was really going on, about, the police brutality, about inequities when it came to black people. But I wasn't like, before that incident, I wasn't like, oh, let me educate all these white people about why we should have minority representation and why we should have, more black people on the website and why. I wasn't doing that.
So what I'm saying is that same kind of approach could actually be taken in, just like any other, gathering that you may have with another, individual who. I
guess I'm saying I don't feel until there's an action, right, of the ignorance, right? In that case, there was an inaction to a very serious situation that a corporation who claimed that they were about equity and inclusion, because of that inaction, that's when I felt like I should have stood up. So there's the ignorance existed, and then there was an action that displayed that ignorance front and center. So at that point in time, I said, I need to say something. Yeah. But prior to that, I didn't.
I just think you're in a different space and place as a person now, but the same thing happened with the lady. There was an action, and then the ignorance was displayed. And, I think you thought the deal was,
I'll co-sign that.
The deal was bigger than that. But it's cool. I mean, ain't nothing. It's I just think that we are.
Ultimately, just because it didn't phase you in that moment didn't mean it was right.
Didn't mean
right.
Didn't mean it was right.
But he co-signed. He co-signed that. I mean, I think it's cool.
That's it.
I think it's all about us growing and evolving, and sometimes we are not in the space. Or like, honestly, I'm way more wittier than I used to be.
Yeah.
So I can clap back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like super fast and intelligently enough where somebody has got to take them a little bit of time to unpack it. Right. Or they might be like, well, I don't know if this is sarcasm or if this is a real question. Right. So I might just have to answer this question.
I just don't want us to get hurt because of their ignorance. That's it.
Yeah.
And we react to their ignorance and we do something stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if we're just talking about us, like me and you, or just our crew, our people,
just black people.
Yeah, but I'm not, because I don't want to talk in general when we have an intellect, or we have a knowledge base where we can respond as opposed to kind of reacting even when we're hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just think that I think we're intelligent enough to be able to articulate our, just our thoughts of who we are, to just kind of let people know that, that way of thinking may not be cool.
Yeah.
It may not sit right with me, and I don't know how much you value, what we got going on right here, but we got to address that elephant in the room, or whatever that thing was that was being said, or something like that. I just think it's dope. I think it's dope. What else, man? What else? We covered the fast.
Still cramping?
We covered the
You still cramping?
Nah, it's going away now.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's that time. It's time for me to just break, because that joint just hit me tough. Usually though, when I get them full body cramps, it's I sneeze or cough, and it that like all that comes from the diaphragm right here and everything, and that's when I know like I'm either like super dehydrated or I just like overworked that area. But we only did upper body today, so like I probably need some nutrients, some potassium, some.
What was that water intake like?
Huh?
What was that water intake like for you today?
Today I'm at, I'm at 100, and if I finish that, it'll be 96,
196?
So, I mean, a gallon and then 96 ounces is where I'm at. I need another 32 for 2 gallons. Got it. But that's when I finish this one right here, and this joint about done. So yeah, I'm at a gallon and then 96 ounces right now.
Got it.
Another 32, I'll be at 2 gallons.
Got it.
But I ain't dehydrated. I'm don't have I'm depleted with the magnesium, potassium, and sodium.
Electrolytes.
Yeah. That was escaping me real quick.
Got
Yo,
who you mad at? Yeah, you mad at any white people right now? We need to deal with that, man. When you talk, do you talk about that?
Nah, I was.
You was mad at the Asian cat who pulled up to the spot. And
I'm just
checked you out and was like, I'm out of here.
The fact that it doesn't matter. I mean, it could have been anybody. That person could have been anyone.
Nah.
And I would have felt the way. Yeah, I would have.
If it was a black dude that pulled
anyone, I would have felt. I would have felt the way.
Yeah, it was salty. They called me, yo, we gotta talk me through this.
Because I had to. Like I appreciate my time, and I value my time, and I value other people's time, especially in my line of work.
Right.
And I'm not saying I'm perfect all the time, but it's just like what he did was blatantly disrespectful, and I'm good.
And you was black right there. You was black in a black looking setting, and homie said this wasn't right.
No.
Yeah, it's wild.
You ain't getting me up in this spot. Kidnap me.
Yeah, this was
That's
as
fine.
advertised.
Yeah.
Did he see the pictures of the spot inside?
Yeah,
So he just didn't believe that was inside of there.
probably.
For sure.
Oh, I know he did. When he said, I thought
Yep.
this was downtown, meaning
Yeah.
I thought this was in the high cotton.
Yep.
I didn't think it was right here.
Yep. I thought this was more in the white section.
Yeah, that's wild.
And he was Asian though. You think he still said that?
Yeah.
Well, affluent or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, like I mean, like he was claiming to do it. He was claiming to do it. He was going to be doing
What's the continent called?
What?
Asia. Then there's Europe, and then there's what? Eurasia.
I don't know what Eurasia is.
No.
Yeah.
What's Eurasia?
I mean, I remember in social studies they called it Eurasia.
Yeah, man.
When they were kind of talking about the whole region.
This thing's 50-something though.
I don't know what Eurasia means. What the
Man, they had a whole different text
School
back then.
me. I mean, all the text has been wrong for years.
I mean, it was just
They got Africa as the smallest continent on the map, but we know that's not true.
Damn.
So when you look at it, you go, oh, look at cute little Africa. But Africa is
All I'm saying is they proximity is closer to Europe than so they're going to gravitate towards Europe.
So I was going to touch on something that's kind of quick. That's on social real quick. So there's reports that said that that Mark Cuban basically is about to get off of Shark Tank. Right.
Yep.
Been doing it for 16 seasons.
Yep.
And basically, and on top of that, he's also selling a majority stake of the Mavs.
Yep.
Right.
$3.5 billion.
So, I mean, my thing is like, there's a couple of different things there, right? I'd seen one thing that was saying like, he only had to have one play work. Right.
Facts.
Yeah.
And that one play turned into like he said, he spent $200 million on the Mavs in 2000.
250 million.
Like in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And 20 years later, I don't even know how, I can't even tell you the percentage off the top of my head, but to turn that into $3.5 million payout. $3 billion, sorry, $3.5 billion payout is kind of wild.
Let's do the math. 2 to 4. That's 1. 4 to 8. 8 to 1.6.
Well, he didn't spend $2.4 billion to start though.
No. He spent $250 million.
Right. Okay.
So you double that, that's $500 million.
Yes.
5 doubled is $1 million to $2 million to not quite 4. So 4 doubles. 3.5 doubles.
Okay.
20 years.
Right. So the thing is like, he's saying that he basically wants to spend more time with his family and stuff like that. But like, I guess my thing is
65.
like, is that something that, I mean, apparently his kids are like all like in high school age and like going to be going to college soon, I guess, within the next couple of years. But like, what's kind of like your thoughts on like how that whole break, like why would he sell? Like why? Rather than just changing what his regimen was.
He's probably got another play coming up. What do you think, Rod? He's probably got another play because he's getting liquid. Getting. What you think?
Yeah, that could be it. Or after
he's still going to run the day-to-day operations and everything.
Yeah, he's still going to work. He's going to run the day-to-day operations, and he's still going to own shares in the thing.
Right.
But
I mean, I think they said with Shark Tank, he was saying that they record during the summer, so that's why he wanted to kind of like, because he's always like, I guess he's always like recording while they're on vacation.
Right.
Okay.
So I kind of get that, right? But I don't know. It's just like the whole thing. It just kind of seems very.
He's got to have a move coming up. He's got to be doing something.
Yeah.
Because we've seen this movie before, like it's happened before. Like Hov has done it. I mean, I guess I can't say it, but Diddy's done it. He's done like it's like with these different. Did it? I mean, that's wild. But I just wanted to get your take on that, and then we can head out.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, he could have another play, but think about it, guys. You're a multi-billionaire.
Yeah,
you might want to, So, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, they got to a place. They got significantly a lot more money than Mark Cuban, but they got to a place where they said, "We just want to give it away now." And so their aim is to give away the majority of their wealth. But they need years to do that because it's kind of hard to give away $1 billion. And when you got 60, 70 billion, it's real hard to do that. So their aim is just to give it away and to become, the super philanthropist. And that's how they're going to live out their days, giving away their money. So that could be it. But there could be, like you said, could be another play. So we don't know. We don't know until we see. He probably just got tired of Shark Tank.
Yeah, he probably just tired.
The bag ain't big enough. Yeah, to miss the time with his kids. I didn't know he had like high school or college age kids. So
yeah,
he's like 60, 65, I think. 62, something like that.
So I think you guys mentioned it before, but is there a number that you guys have in mind where if you guys were gonna like, you know what, hanging it up?
Nah, I mean.
Rocking till the wheels fall off.
So the thing is, so does the idea of retirement, like, is that even something that's like in an entrepreneur's kind of mindset, or
negative ghostwriter? Not retiring. Not gonna happen. You know what happens in retirement? People die. People die when they retire. I don't know how many people. Again, when I managed people's money and I manage the money of a lot of business owners. And some people that work for like 30 years at companies, but the cats that work like 30 years at a company, like they retired and within a year they're dead. They're cooked. They're done.
Damn.
And I saw it happen over and over and over again. So yeah, I have no interest in quote unquote retiring.
You're gonna find something to do.
I'll find something.
The entrepreneur in you.
Yeah, we're gonna
sure.
do something, bro. Even if it's I know cats that they like to play golf and they went and got a part-time job at a golf course to be a ranger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, they got to get up every single day. I think you got to keep moving, man. If you're not moving, then you're staying still. And if you're staying still, you're dying.
That's right. That's a lot.
I won't be doing box jumps at 70, 75.
Dang, you just put the whole absolute on the jump.
Yeah, I won't be doing box jumps. I might be doing step ups, but I ain't gonna be doing no box jumps. I'm about ready to give up box jumps right now. Shoot, just doing step ups.
We're just getting you back on the joint.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
I know. Sit up, stand ups.
Yeah. We get you right. I get
I'm
another
sure.
50 pounds off you.
I know, right?
We'll be box jumping today, day.
I swear, be doing those burpees. My man be doing. Be jumping on his elbows and stuff.
Yeah.
Doing the calisthenics.
We go viral then.
Let's go.
We go on viral then.
Doing
Yo, man, listen, man, it's been another great one, man.
It's been another great one, man.
Super dope, man. Look, what we need him to do, though, right? Tell him, man.
I need EA not to be angry, be mad at the white people, because I don't want him reacting.
Yo, Rod,
they look at him wrong.
I don't understand why Rod.
I want EA. That's the first thing I want to happen. He asked me, what do I want to happen?
I don't
I
understand.
want my man to still be solid. I don't want him getting mad at the white people.
Yeah, Rod, we got
because of what he thought they said or what he thinks they say inside of their house when they rap into the music. So yeah, that's one thing. But I also want to thank people for tapping into the pod. I want to thank you for actually, watching it from end to end. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you for supporting us, man. Thank you for subscribing, pushing the bell. Most importantly, thank you for sharing this podcast to other people that you care about, people that you believe can benefit from some of the stuff we talk about, man. And with that, I'm Rod.
I'm Lynch.
Peace.
The end game, baby.